Hello everyone and welcome to Talk 58. Now this week's talk I thought would actually be something a little bit different, and it's based on my observations of children. And we are constantly thinking about what we can teach them, and we've had worries about their education and what they perhaps missed over this awful time. But as we said, they perhaps gained quite a lot too. But the other thing, and any of you who are teachers will know this, that children can teach us an awful lot. And here are some of the things that children can teach us. First of all, to give with an open heart. Little children particularly just give. They don't think about it. It's not about what they can get back or how good they're going to feel. It's something they just want to do. So they just give. They also trust their inner selves. They just trust themselves to do things. They don't worry about, well, how will that be with everybody else? What are they going to think about me? What am I going to think about that? How's it go? Oh, I don't know whether I should do that. Children just do it. They trust their instinct and they go with it. To live in the moment. I'm sure you've all seen a child who is completely absorbed with something they're doing, often low on the ground, somewhere that, well, maybe we can't, but we wouldn't probably think to go because we don't. We're too busy looking at the world and what's around us. They just look, oh, look at that. And the next thing they're looking at, I don't know, a ripple on a stream, or, perhaps find a nice shell or something like that, or just watch. I watched my two grandsons and my granddaughter fairly recently, and they were just sitting watching ants. They made an ant city. Don't know how the ants felt about that, but they made this ant city. They were doing this for, I would say more than an hour, and they loved it. And the time that they just sat and looked. When were we last totally absorbed in anything? We tend to be always looking around for the next opportunity or what have I missed. Children will just absorb themselves. Children will teach us to do what pleases us. Now, I know that doesn't always work, but we're constantly thinking about what other people might need or want. How often do we do what just pleases us? They also dress to please. They don't put something on and think, oh, this doesn't look right, or this looks too young, or, oh, I don't know about that. Does that make me look big? Does it make me look fat? They just stick on what they like. And I had a lovely story of a child who was only young, was just dressing themselves. And whenever the mum went out, she used to be so embarrassed because this child was dressed in a higgledy-piggledy collection of colours that didn't go together. They'd have a woolen hat with a T-shirt, wellies on, that kind of thing. And she was in the post office, this mum, and there was a lady who was standing in front of them, and she turned and smiled at the little one. And the mum said, I'm so sorry, he dresses himself. And the woman said, that is wonderful. She said, I see you regularly, and what he wears gives me such a lift. Why are we so bothered? So maybe we should think about what children are doing for us. To see everyone as being special. They do. Children think everyone. Look at the way you've only got to look at a child, look at its mum or its dad. Or perhaps I see, I look after my grandchildren. There are 3 of them that I look after. And when they see each other on a Monday, their eyes light up. They are so special to each other, and they seem to treat most people exactly the same. They're not looking for faults. They're just so delighted to see them. So remember, you are special, and so is everybody else. To be happy. Children in the main just know how to be happy, because probably they live in the moment, unlike us, but they're happy with small things. Like, it's a nice day. I'm just out. It's wonderful. Can we look at things perhaps a little more simply? Why are we always wanting that little bit more? Should we be going somewhere else, doing something else? Just be happy. And along with that, children can teach us to laugh more. If you look at children, they tend to laugh all day, and they laugh at the daftest things. I love being around them because they lift my spirits, because they laugh so much, really ridiculous things they think are funny. We're worried about laughing. And how often have you seen people do that when they laugh? Oh, someone will see my mouth wide open or my teeth, or what. Just laugh and enjoy life. So try and laugh more. And if there are people in your life who make you laugh, who make you smile, they're the people to hang around with, not the people who are dragging you down. So they can teach us to love unconditionally. Again, they just love for no other reason than that's the way they feel. Why don't we do that? Again, we tend to hold back. As we get older, we develop this sense of fear, of commitment, of perhaps opening ourselves up to other people. Just love. It's the greatest gift that we have, so give it with all your heart. To be fearless. Now, I don't mean we should never stop children from doing things, But sometimes we have to, obviously, for their safety. But they don't just go at things. They don't think about the consequences. And we are so busy worrying about what might happen. Will it be safe? Will it be okay? Well, this could happen, that could happen. Go for things. Is there something you've always wanted to do? What's your fear? That you'll fail. So if a child fails, they just go, oh, well, and then do something else. Another thing that children can teach us is to be busy all the time. When did you last see a 3-year-old sit there going, I'm bored. What am I going to do? Nothing to do, so this is boring. They should do something else. They're always doing something. It's also great for your weight because it keeps you going. But you look at a child, they're just buzzing around doing all sorts of things. It's wonderful to behold, and maybe it's something that we can actually take a lesson from. To say no when they're full. Have you ever been with a child who's not wanting any more to eat? No. The head goes, no, they don't want that. Even a tiny baby. Whereas we are perhaps brought up to clear our plate, or we don't like waste. So if we really listen to our bodies, so don't rush your food. And if you give your body a chance, the signal will go to your brain that you've had enough. Watch out for that signal. We tend to override it all the time. So watch out for it. And when you're full, just say, no, I've had enough. Thank you. I think I told you the story of when I was away with my family a few years ago, and we met up with my brother and his wife. We'd had lunch and they hadn't. So we joined them at the restaurant, sat, and we just had a coffee. And my brother said, well, who would like just maybe a cake or an ice cream with their coffee? And he said to my grandson, Michael, bet you'd like a lovely big ice cream. And he went, no, thanks, I'm full. This was a child saying no to a chocolate ice cream, his favourite. But no, he'd had his lunch and he was fine. He had a glass of water and that was him fine. When did we last do that? We tend to be, oh, yeah, chocolate, yes, I'll have that. And then we wonder why we put on weight. Children are brilliant. They're beautiful. They really teach us lots. They can also teach us to be ready to meet new friends. We tend to be a little more judgmental, or maybe a lot more judgmental. When new people come along, we're a bit reticent. We're frightened of pushing ourselves forward. If you put a child into a room of other children, they might just play alongside those children for a bit, but all of a sudden they're their best friends. I watched children on holiday. Again, I was away with my son and his wife and 2 boys. Michael, who's only 6, encountered this lovely little boy called Woody, who he'd never met before. And within, I would say, about 10 minutes, they were the best of friends, kicking a ball, going on the trampoline, just having an absolutely wonderful time. How long would that take us before we feel comfortable in somebody's company? Also, be open to new opportunities. Children are always looking for something different because it's exciting, whereas we tend to regard it as something to be feared. Take that chance. Go for something that's going to lift your life. Open your eyes, open your heart. Now, I've got a quote here. It was from, I don't know whether you've read any books by Paulo Coelho, and I'll read this to you. And he says, a child can teach an adult 3 things. To always be busy with something. To know how to demand with all your might that which you desire. And to be happy for no reason at all. So on that note, I shall leave you. Be happy, everyone. See you soon. Bye.